The Digital Literacies project has been designed to support the creativity, communication and also wellbeing of kindergarten children at G8.
G8 are the second largest provider of early learning centres in Australia. We have approximately 10,000 team and around 50,000 children across Australia in our 430 centres. They're not all branded G8, they'll be branded lots of different names because we have around 21 brands across G8. So there's different names like the Learning Sanctuary, Community Kids, but we are very focused on providing high quality education and learning for young children in Australia.
At G8 Education, we're looking at different ways to support our teachers to be able to implement the updates to the early years learning frameworks. And one of the updates in the early years learning framework is about supporting children to be digital citizens. So to be able to do that, our teachers need to be able to build their confidence and their capability to support young children so that they're using these digital devices in open-ended, play-based ways with intentionality, with the overall outcome to be able to support young children to be digital citizens, to be safe using digital devices.
From my initial conversations with G8, I was really impressed with their investment in professional learning for their educators to ensure that the investment in the technology made an impact for the children and the teachers. The engagement with G8 involved 24-year-old kindergarten rooms. So the training, including leadership, included 40 to 60 educators at different times. The course allowed for an initial introduction to be the same for everyone. However, the coaching conversations throughout the project met the teacher where they were and where their children were and their interests.
So the training was very new. I learnt a lot at the training. I sort of went into it with the very basics of understanding of using iPads and the gazillion apps that come with it. We were given the iPads and the children and I spent a little bit of time just exploring the camera and did a lot of photographing and exploring the basic features, slow-mo and things which the children loved. And it wasn't until that first visit where Therese came in where I really realised what we could do with it. Up until that point, I was still a little bit tentative and a little bit sort of unsure, I suppose.
So we chose to use iPads as our digital device within our centres because iPads provided a range of opportunities for our children and their families and teachers. So iPads are a really common device that we know children have access to, families have access to, and team members have access to. So not only are they a device that is common and that children are familiar with, but also they're really intuitive to use. They also lend themselves to being able to be used in different environments, so indoors and outdoors. So we've got really durable cases on the iPads, and children and teachers are encouraged to take the iPads outside and to use them in different ways in different environments.
So one of the things that we've found through doing our digital literacies at play is that we've really seen children's oral language improve, which has been great. Their self-confidence has improved, and also just as digital citizens, they're asking each other about granting permission before they take photos of one another and before they might be making movies to showcase their learning and thinking. So it really gives children agency and choice, and we've seen a lot more visibility around children's thinking and learning through using the Digital Literacies at Play program.
Oh, hugely, absolutely. I have seen children who have zero confidence or not a lot of confidence usually just come completely out of their shell and find that, interestingly enough, they are more confident speaking through a lens as opposed to, face to face. And socially, there's just been leaps and bounds. I think just as a little community within the room, the children have grown really close as well because they are constantly together. It's very rare that you'd see them on the iPad alone. Most of the time they're in small groups, peers or even large groups, and engaging with the environment and the iPads, which is really cool.
So Compnow have been a great support in partnering with us on this program. We wanted to make sure that we had someone that had a proven track record with education particularly, and Compnow provided that. We had some great recommendations from other providers. And Compnow have been fantastic in terms of the professional expertise and support that they can provide. They've also been great in terms of providing a place for us to conduct training and through the skill set of Therese Griffiths, who's been working with us and visiting our centres and making sure that team are feeling confident in the delivery of the program.